This is the best possible time you'd ever have in Thailand. You're seeing beaches how they looked 40 years ago. Well, I do a little bit of drone flying, and I was down a beach, Lam Pim in Rayon, beautiful beach. Yeah, normally on that beach you normally have somewhere around the region of, say, 500 to like 4,000 people on that beach.
Right.
I flew my drone for 4 kilometers and I saw one person.
This is Dan of Vagabond Awake. We have the good fortune today of having Tom on the channel Vagabond Awake, and he is in Thailand now, and he has what I feel is a positive spin, and I would like you to hear it. I think it's interesting. So we'll talk about that first. He's experiencing a more positive side of the Thailand experience right now, which I think is important to hear if you're interested in Thailand. And then also we're going to talk about the sandbox visa, and how you can go to Thailand now on the sandbox visa. Tom, it's a pleasure to have you on the channel. Thank you so much for coming on.
Well, thank you so much, Dan, for having me on as well. My glasses always are full.
Good for you. I think we have similar glasses. So you're in Thailand now. What part of Thailand are you in? And give us a bit of a flavor of what your life's like, and what it's like being there in the middle of the pandemic and everything.
So sorry about that. Telephone went in the background. Now I'm going to come outside.
Okay.
Can you still see me?
Yeah, I can see you.
Okay, lovely. Basically, what made us come here, we was living in the UK for 15 months. My wife, and I've also got a 4-year-old daughter, and we both had our jabs in the UK. So we've had the Pfizer jabs. So we're fully jabbed up. So we decided after the lockdown of 15 months, or probably, it felt like 15 months, we decided we'd come to Thailand permanently. My wife's a Thai national. My daughter was, say, 4. So I just decided it'd be a great time to bring her so she could learn the language as well, you see. So, because obviously living in the UK, she just learned English. So I just thought it'd be a great time to bring her to Thailand and, lead a more of an open life than what we had in the UK. In the UK, we cut down our social circle quite a lot. So we've now been in the country now for 3 months. We've settled in. The people here are fantastic. Everyone's really friendly. And we live in a place called 𝗲, which is near Bang Chang in Rayon. And to be honest with you, you wouldn't know there was a pandemic here. All the shops are open. All the mama and papa shops are open. Everything is open. The only difference is obviously if the bars are not allowed to serve alcohol. But when you go around, all the shops are all open. So to us, as a family, life is no different to what it is, pandemic or no pandemic.
Right. So what is that I see over your shoulder? Is that the ocean?
Yeah, that's the view out of that's the view out of our condo. And the good thing was this condo was up for sale for 1.3 million baht.
Right.
The gentleman had it up for sale for 18 months. 18 months, 2 years. So I made him an offer and 800,000 baht, and he took it.
Wow. That's quite a discount.
Yeah, well, he realised. I just said to him, look, I'll give you 4 days to think about it, but at the end of the day, you're not going to sell your apartment.
Right.
There's 96,000 apartments for sale within this area.
So it's a good time to buy. I think that's a good point you're making.
I think it's a fantastic time to come here to Thailand.
So help the viewer. How much is 800K in pounds or dollars?
I think 800,000 is roughly. I think it's about 27,000, 25,000 US dollars.
Wow. Tom, can you turn so we can see your face? Because it's too dark right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah. Plus, we can see the apartment. So it looks like. Is it a 1-bedroom or?
No, it's a studio.
It's a studio, and you have a gorgeous view $27,000. Wow.
Yes. Yeah, but we got a total sea view. We've been here we've been in the apartment because after quarantine, etc. We had the place refurbished as well. So we've been in here for 8 weeks, and in 8 weeks we've not used air conditioning once.
Right.
Not once.
You're on the ocean, got a breeze coming through it.
Yep. So basically, we have the doors open all the time. The breeze comes through. We've got a security net on the front door, and the breeze just comes through. So it's free air conditioning.
So in that part of Thailand that you're talking about, are you saying you can just walk out of your apartment, walk down the street, and eat in restaurants, shop in grocery stores? I mean,
yes, correct.
So it's life as usual.
Yeah, so life is just normal here. So for us today, like my wife is doing homeschooling because the government have closed all the schools.
Right.
Because that's the way they're reacting to this pandemic, and which is fine, as they've got to protect their nation.
Right.
So my wife's doing homeschooling, but what we're also doing as well, there's a little girl who lives here as well. She's only 5. She's a year older than my daughter. So we're giving her home lessons and doing her schooling for her. We're teaching her English.
Wow.
And in 4 weeks, she can now communicate to me in English after 4 weeks.
Wow, that's great.
You know, so we're trying to do our bit to support the local community by using the local shops, the local restaurants, local hotels.
Right.
We go down, yeah, and that's what we do, and that's our day really. But our life is really good here. We've got a really, really good standard of living. We've got a car, so we can travel everywhere. People might say, well, why have you bought a studio, for example, the studio?
Right.
We bought the studio because we're actually going to build a villa. So we got here, bought the land, and in the future we'll build our villa.
Okay.
But we can live here for a while. It's not a problem at all.
Right.
Yeah.
And
then afterwards, I was going to sell this studio. I was going to sell it. I've decided I want to keep it as a man cave.
Well, plus it's so little money. I mean, you know, it's crazy.
Well,
you're buying a condo what floor are you on? It looks like you're in a high rise.
Yeah, no, I'm on the 4th floor because in this area you can't build anything above 5 levels.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're on the 4th floor, overlooking the sea, and I just think to myself, like our electricity and our water costs us somewhere around the region of $35 a month. We've got no council. We've got no local taxes or anything to pay. Totally zero.
Right.
And the community fees are $10 a month.
Wow.
So it's, when you've got that cost of living, yeah, your money goes a long way.
Yeah, exactly. And you're in a year-round beautiful weather, especially like you say, you got a breeze going through there. That sounds like a really good life. I actually haven't been. That's one of the only spots in Thailand I haven't been to. We were going to try to sneak over there about a year ago, but then we had to rush back to Chung's family in Malaysia, and so I haven't seen it yet. But I hear it's quite beautiful part of Thailand.
Yeah, well, the good part about this part of Thailand is Rayong is the new digital city.
Right.
So on the internet, for example, I've got 1.2 gig upload, 1 gig download.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, total fiber. It's so fast, it's crazy.
That's faster than what I had that I would have in the U.S. right now if I were there.
Yeah, I could download a movie in a minute.
That's crazy. Wow, that's great. So you're in a good spot. You've got a normal life. You're able to take your family out to the beach when you want, enjoy the ocean. It sounds like
Every day.
everything's beautiful.
Yeah, so we're on the beach every day. Every day we go to the beach. My wife and daughter go to the beach every day, and we just live our life as if it was normal. So, obviously, you got to wear a mask, you know, so that's fine. You know, you got to do it. They tell you, they say how high and you jump, basically. But we go to local markets, everything's open. Yeah, so for us, there's no problems at all. You know, for the bars, I think it's going to be quite difficult.
And so, and by the way, I've heard from a few single friends that are in Thailand right now that the bars are closed, but people are meeting on Tinder now. So it's not like there is an opportunity there, but it's just not the big bar scene with the loud music and but you can meet single. If you're single, you'll be okay.
Oh, without a doubt. Even if you're single here, you have the best time ever because you can come here and just use Tinder.
That's right. Just use Tinder.
You know, again, we're not talking about Thailand of 30, 40, 50 years ago when it was a third world country. Right. You know, everyone's walking around with an Android or an Apple phone.
Right.
And the girls are on there, and or the guys are on there, or whatever you like, and you could just meet people.
Right.
But you could meet people as well just by going into restaurants, into shops. Everyone's just walking around. It's very, very good.
Okay, good. So let's talk about if someone wanted to go to Thailand right now. I've been reading up on, and I know you know about this new sandbox visa. So if someone wants to go to Thailand right now, do they need to quarantine if they go into Phuket on the sandbox visa?
Yeah, on the sandbox scheme, they come here for 2 weeks, go to Phuket, fly into Phuket. They have their COVID test before they come and when they get here, and then they can stay on Phuket for 2 weeks, have another test before they leave, and then they're free to travel throughout the country.
So before they leave, after the 2 weeks, they have a second test, and then they're free to fly anywhere in the country or train or bus or whatever, depending. And so, the sandbox isn't a closed sandbox; it's an open sandbox. Is maybe a way to say it.
This is the best possible time you'd ever have in Thailand. You're seeing beaches how they looked 40 years ago.
It's crazy.
The beaches are immaculate. They are immaculate. They're spotlessly clean. You know, obviously a lot of the retailers on the beach where they cook all the food, you know what the situation is here. You know, you have loads of good food restaurants on the beach. A lot of some of those are closed because we just haven't got the people here.
Right.
But it's now got to the time where people have got to stop being scared, especially if you've had the double jab. If you've had the double jab, stop being scared, come out your basement and come to Thailand. You will have such a good time, especially if if you work online. If you work online, you can come here. It's a fantastic place to be. You know, I've been to the visa. I've been to the immigration. They've been so helpful. They're bending over backwards for you. Seriously.
Good.
Really, all positive stuff. No, I went in there. They made me feel very, very nice. And I said to the young gentleman, I said to him, "Thank you very much for being so kind and gracious." And he said to me in perfect English, "And you too, sir." And I thought, well, how nice is that? You know? So I think they know, you know, people like yourself, from what I can see on your channel, and people like me, they're welcoming us. Like, they want us here.
Yeah.
You know, because obviously we're putting money into the economy. You know, so I'm not here freeloading. I'm here putting money into the economy. Also, as well, the Thai baht is now starting to struggle. You know, it's starting to struggle.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the conversion on the pound, you know, yesterday it was 4.222, and today, as I sit here right now, it's saying 44.64. You know, so that's a massive, you know, it's about a 5% difference.
That's a big bump for one day.
In one day, yeah. And but for normal people who have like retired or they work online or they're teachers, then to be honest with you, you have a great time here. You will have such a good time. Everything is open. All the seafood, all the good seafood restaurants, they're all open.
Okay.
Well, Bangkok is shut down. So I would say get yourself out of Bangkok.
Right.
Get yourself to like someone like Samui. Get yourself to someone like come to Rayong.
Right.
Come to Pattaya. There's more than enough to do here.
So Tom, do you have a business that you want to share with people if they're interested?
No, I only day trade, so people wouldn't be interested in what I do really.
So you're a day trader?
Yep, I'm a day trader in gold and silver and copper and platinum and palladium.
Okay, but you don't teach people that, you just do that yourself?
I can teach people it. It's all about the charts. It's about buying on the dips and selling on the highs, really.
Okay.
So I can show people and I can train people.
Do you have like a web page or email, or how do they contact you if they're interested?
Yeah, I've got an email.
Yeah, and I'll put it in the link below the YouTube video so people can. Okay.
Yeah, well, the thing is, the way I see it, it's a bit like Bruce Lee said. It's like fighting without fighting, but it's working without working, you know? Exactly. Basically, I trade through the Cayman Islands and I pay my tax in Gibraltar at 2.5%, so I'm quite happy. Well, Dan, it was very, very nice speaking to you today, and have a nice day.
Thanks so much, Tom.
Hey, if you liked our video, please like, comment, or subscribe. Any of that would help our business. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Click the link in the notes below this video to get a copy of this content. Plus, grab a free copy of my ebook, How I Fired My Boss and Traveled the World for 13 Years. While you're there, check out our catalog of retired cheap reports all over the world and our hobby income course that we just released. Thanks so much.